Struggling to clear your throat? Need some more power behind it? Well, certain exercises to help with that will also help with so much more. Check these out. Hey, what's up, people? This is Challenge Physio. I'm Rob White, and in this episode, we are covering some really simple exercises that will not only help you to clear your chest, coughing up anything that is getting stuck down there, but they are also beneficial for anyone struggling with some acid reflux, some discomfort around the neck because the muscles have weakened off. And if you have any problems with the strength of your swallow, do you feel that things just get trapped on their way down? We're going to take a look at the anatomy of this area, higher up in the throat, working its way down, and how that connects into the abdominal cavity and plays such an important part in how you generate some power and strength in that region. We're then going to look at just 5 really simple exercises that if you incorporate them right now on a daily basis, you will immediately start to feel the benefits of using them. Before we get into it, if you haven't done so already, consider subscribing to the channel and clicking on the bell so that you're notified of all the latest videos as they're released. And if you know of anyone else that would benefit from these videos, please feel free to share them a link. I always ask if you've got any comments, any feedback, feel free to leave it in the comments section at the bottom of the video. And this video is coming off the back of just that. Lots of people asking for help with the feeling of things getting stuck in the throat higher up. They may have already watched the acid reflux videos that are available. There'll be a link up there on the screen for you guys to check out. And those exercises have helped so many people with working their diaphragm a little bit harder to ease the passage of food in particular, that it made sense to help out those that were struggling higher up with some exercises for this area, but also on the basis that it can help so many other people with other things. Let's take a look at some of the anatomy that we are going to be using in these exercises. The exercises we're going to cover are going to be working in and around your voice box, also known as your larynx. And there's 2 parts of the larynx in particular that we are trying to target with these exercises. That is the glottis and the epiglottis. The glottis refers to the part of the larynx which consists of the vocal cords and the slit-like opening between them, affecting the voice modulation through expansion or contraction, while your epiglottis is referring to a flap of cartilage that sits behind the root of the tongue and which is depressed during swallowing to cover the opening of the windpipe and stopping food from falling into that space. But it literally doesn't stop there. There are soft tissue connections, muscle attachments that go from this area of the larynx all the way down, connecting to the diaphragm, your main breathing muscle, and all of the fascinating connections that it has that extend even further down your body. Simply put, by using some good breaths with some funny noises, you will influence your entire core strength. That's crazy. All right, so now we've got a better understanding of what it is that we are working with. Let's put it into practice. Let's try out some of these exercises to see if we can get more strength and power from the muscles that arise around the neck and help not just with your posture, but with the strength of your swallow, the clearance of your chest, and also those muscles further down. First exercise, I want you to revisit taking some deep breaths. There's obviously a video, links up there in the corner, that I refer to this in more detail. But for the purpose of these exercises, the breath is really important. We want to be able to take a really wide breath, expanding the rib cage, but also focusing on making sure your shoulders stay open. That allows the muscle tissue that's coming off of the chest, collarbones, top of the rib cage, up into your neck and throat to have the best chance of working optimally. So first exercise is just some simple deep breaths in, a breath hold, and a slow breath out. So we're going to go for a slow breath, feeling that the breath travels very low and works its way up into the chest. We're going to expand the chest as the breath gets into that region. Hold for about 4 seconds before then breathing out nice and slowly. The preference would be to do this in through the nose and out through the nose. But if it feels easier and more comfortable for you, by all means come in through the nose and out through the mouth. Here we go.
We're breathing in through the nose, nice and low to begin with. Feel the breath travel up into the rib cage, feeling for your collarbones opening wide across the front, and then holding that breath right up at the top for 4, 3, 2, 1, and a breath out, allowing the air to slowly leave.
Aim to do 5 of these in your own time. You can pause in between each breath if you need to. If you can do them consecutively, brilliant. As you're doing this, you're trying to release any tension that you can feel at the top part of the body as the breath travels up there. Okay, this second exercise is to focus on the exhalation, the breath out. And we aren't just going to feel like we're letting the air leave the body. We're actually going to help to encourage it out, to force it out. And in doing so, try to visualize that the diaphragm is pressing up into your lungs and emptying every last little drop of air out of the base of the lungs, up into the throat and out into the air. Okay, so with this one, slow breath in again, get the expansion as best as you can, have that breath hold pause at the top, but then your focus is on your breath out. You can absolutely continue to breathe out through your nose as you do this, and if you're trying to generate more energy in the throat, go through the mouth.
Right, so slow breath in through the nose. Let it travel all the way up, opening the collarbones nice and wide at the top. Then we're holding for 4, 3, 2, 1, and then breathing out through small pierced lips. Keep that breath forced out. Push it out. Keep going, keep going. Feel the rib cage close down. Keep forcing it out. Feel the pressure increase. Keep going, keep going, keep going till there's nothing left to come out, and it triggers that breath back in.
And yes, it should both feel and look like you are straining. That is exactly what we're after. So a feeling of generating some energy and power within that abdominal cavity as everything starts to close down as the diaphragm is squeezing the lungs out. Try the same process as with the first exercise. Go for around 4 to 5 of these each time that you do it. Now, I did say earlier you could try these exercises anywhere. This might not be the sort of exercise you want to do whilst you're driving. Could take your concentration off the road. Okay, this third exercise is going to incorporate the use of the breath to generate tension in the muscle tissue, but then combining the action of a swallow so that you feel more of the muscle tissue through your throat, working that a little bit harder. So we're going to take a breath in, hold the breath at the top, and then this time you're going to try swallowing as you hold your breath. We're going to try to swallow a couple of times if you can, and at the end of that, you're going to cough. You're going to induce a cough.
Take a slow breath in. Inflate as fully as you can, all the way up to the top. Hold the breath in, and then try swallowing. Finish the first swallow and swallow again before then trying to cough as best as you can. Cough and clear the rest of the air.
As you're doing this exercise, you should feel that there is an accumulation of some phlegm, some saliva in the throat anyway, and you're using that with the swallow and feeling it passing down. The cough at the end is likely to again make it feel like the abdominal tissue works that bit harder, which is exactly what we're after. Practice this one 4 to 5 times in conjunction with the first 2 to help generate the awareness of these muscles working. Right, so these last 2 exercises are going to bring in the fact that the muscle tissue we're working with is also in and around and part of your voice box. So by bringing sound into the exhalation, your breath out, you help to generate more power and control of these muscles, and therefore it helps to strengthen them. So the next couple of exercises incorporate some sounds with your breathing. This is where you might want to bear in mind again where you're practicing this, because it'll probably generate a little bit of interest from people around you. Exercise 4 is bringing together quite a bit of what you've done already with the breath in, the hold, and the breath out. But this time, we're going to ask the muscles in the neck and the shoulders to work a little bit harder with contracting through the arms so that we can get more focus around the throat. And as I said, we're also vocalizing this time. So you're going to reach for the surface that you are sat on, either the bottom of the chair, the sofa, and you're placing your hands underneath so that you feel like you can pull up as if you're trying to lift the chair or the surface that you are sat on. So you're not going to move anywhere, but you're going to actively lift up on that surface to make it feel like it's lifting up into your bum. We do this at the same time as the breath out, and we also add the sound ah to it. Okay? Promised you it was going to be weird.
Slow breath in to start. All the way up. Just as before. All the way up. Open those collarbones. Hold the breath. Place your hands underneath the surface that you sat on. And then begin the breath out. Force the breath, making a sound as if you're groaning. Really tighten the vocal cords. Strain with the voice, with the sound.
Ooh! And finally, exercise number 5, and this is my favorite, partly because it's affectionately known as the Darth Vader technique. The breath in yoga, referred to as Ujjayi breath, and this is going to stimulate those muscles again to work a little bit harder. It's quite simple. We're taking that breath in, we're pausing at the top of your breath in, and this time you're going to generate the feeling that you are steaming a mirror. It's the easiest way to get used to this breath. We start by breathing out with the mouth open and trying to imagine that you are steaming up a mirror, but then you repeat the same technique with your mouth closed and relaxed at the jaw. So first, with the mouth open on the exhalation, breathing in first.
Slow breath in again, all the way up to the top. Then place your hand in front. Imagine steaming a mirror. Force the air out. Force the air out as if you're steaming up a mirror in front of you, and keep it going, keep it going, keep it going all the way to the end of that breath.
Okay. It'll sound like you're emptying completely from the base of the lungs, and that's great. That's what we're after. So try to keep the exhalation going for as long as you can. You use exactly the same technique as you start the exhalation, but you keep your mouth lightly closed. What does lightly closed mean? It means that you have your lips together, but your jaws relaxed. You're not trying to grit your teeth. In doing this, you will hear more resonance at the back of the throat, and that will make it sound like Darth Vader. Here we go. Slow breath in to start, hold at the top, breathe out.
Slow breath in again, all the way up to the top. Get to the top and hold. Now imagine the same breath coming out, but with your mouth lightly closed. Force it out. Force it out. Use the force. Make that sound. Force it, force it, force it, all the way to the end.
Brilliant. So, It's a very subtle sound at the back of the throat as the breath is leaving against some resistance, and that is the part that will help to strengthen the throat. It also, as I say, connects to that tissue through to your abdominal cavity and helps to understand why, as you go right the way out with your breath out, right to the end of the exhalation, you will feel the diaphragm work harder and you feel your abdominal cavity closing in. So, practice these as often as you can, absolutely in the order that they're presented. But as you get more and more competent with these, you'll also help to figure out for yourself which ones work best for you. I would suspect that by repeating these on a regular basis, you not only feel that your neck is a little bit stronger, you might have less neck pain, less shoulder pain, but ultimately we're after feeling as if swallow is good, breath throughout the body is good, and it will help to generate more strength and power in any other form of exercise that you choose to use it in. All right, folks. Well, I hope this video has helped. And as we say, subscribe, click on the bell for notifications of the next videos are coming out. And please share with those that you know would also benefit from seeing this footage. In the meantime, take care and keep breathing. Obviously. See you soon.